Alright. And we're back. Mike Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset. Got a daughter, sleeping, looking like a disco. Looking like I'm trying to be a disco inferno. Got a daughter sleeping in the next room, so I'm going to be a little quiet today. But CNN has been caught lying. Fake news. Total fabrication. So you would think that they would, I don't know, not lie. So let's compare the statement that CNN issued today with the article itself, because this proves they're fake news. So we'll talk more about the whole backstory, but I think most of you already know the backstory, so I don't need to, I don't need to get all into it. So here's what CNN said today. CNN said, and I quote, CNN decided not to publish the name of the Reddit user out of concern for his safety. Any assertion that the network blackmailed or coerced him is false. CNN never made any deal of any kind with the user. In fact, CNN included its decision to withhold the user's identity in an effort to be completely transparent. There was no deal. So here, of course, is the statement from CNN. You can check that. But here's what the article said. The article said CNN is not publishing the Reddit user's identity because he is a private citizen who had issued an extensive statement of apology after they contacted him. Funny how they leave that out. Showed his remorse by saying he has taken down all his offending posts, and because he is not going to repeat this ugly behavior. In addition, his statement could serve as an example to others not to do the same. So I count 5 reasons in the article from K-File about why they didn't disclose it. They said they didn't disclose it because he's a private citizen, which should have been the end of it. But they said they didn't disclose it because he issued an apology, showed remorse, took down his posts, won't do it again, and his example, he could serve as an example. And then they go, CNN reserves the right to publish his identity should any of that change. Well, okay, so let's compare that again. Like Ali said, Lawyer Mike is coming out. That's what the article said. The article listed 5 reasons why they didn't list his name. So here's what CNN says. CNN decided not to publish the name of the Reddit user out of concern for his safety. Okay, CNN decided not to publish the name of the Reddit user out of concern for his safety. Okay, let's go back to the article. Safety. Is there any mention of safety in the article by K-File? In K-File's article, and the lengthy reasoning that they listed, including the threat and the reservation of the right to dox, did they mention safety one time in the article? They didn't. So CNN's statement today is literally fake news. They're lying about why they didn't release his name. The article that K-File wrote said why they didn't release his name, and they gave 5 reasons, and then they claimed that if any of this changes, they would release it again. That's blackmail. That's literally blackmail. I got something on you. You better not mess with me. I got something on you. Now, whether that's criminal blackmail or just colloquial blackmail, let CNN spin that. What do you think of this? Hey, media. Hey, media. This is how people feel right now about the media. We don't trust them. We don't respect them. We don't like them. That's how people feel. Middle finger bobble. Hey, media. That's how people feel. Now, a lot of people are going, hey, the guy wrote, he did some Jewish memes, man. You know how many memes there are of me in the oven? Do you know how many memes there are of my daughter in the oven? Do you know how many times a day people call me a race mixer, and a Kaikovich, and a cuck, and Shauna's a street? Do you know how many times I can't keep track. There's Jew memes of me all over the place. They're all over. I'm not going to go track down and dox random people over a meme. Now, if you make a death threat against me, you're going to be in a world of hurt, as one person is going to find out any day now. We'll see. So if you threaten me, yeah, I'm going to take you out, ruin your life, threaten my family. But if you just make Jew memes of me all day, and attack, make fun of my family and harass me. I'm not going to go through your Reddit history. Like, I got nothing better to do. I got shit going on in my life, man. By the way, today, in honor of CNN blackmail, you can go on my YouTube and you can watch Silenced, Our War on Free Speech, which is about public shaming and outrage mobs and how the culture has gone crazy. Again, the biggest threat to free speech is big corporations. CNN is the biggest threat to free speech. It's not the government arresting people. The government's not putting you in jail for your articles and your memes. The government's not knocking down your door. It's big, multinational corporations, dude, like CNN. So here's how I knew they'd screwed up big time. And this is why the campaign was so effective. Here, I'll show you if I have the book. Let me see. This is why you got to read a lot of books, guys. Because the reason I knew we had a big story on our hands, by the way, the doxing thing came from me. You guys, not everybody knows that, but it was me. And the reason I knew that would be effective is because I'm a student of this stuff. And I know how people feel about doxing. I know how people on the internet feel about doxing, and I followed a lot of cases. So there's a great book out there called So You've Been Publicly Shamed. And the book is an entire critique of public shaming culture. And Lon Johnson is a very liberal guy. So okay, guys, I don't care about, O'Keefe's got a new video. Great. You're blocked. We're talking about, what I'm talking about right now. I'll link to his video and stuff later. People butt in and try to make me talk about what they want to talk about, get blocked. So there's a great book, So You've Been Publicly Shamed, by a liberal, by the way. Everybody should read this book. And liberals are burned out. Everybody's burned out by the public shaming. Let's name and shame. The only people who do that now are SJWs. Let's find a private person and make that person famous and go after that person. That is so SJW. The private people don't like that anymore. Private people have been burned out of that for a long time. Everybody knows that went wrong. You can't do it anymore. So, for example, if you found Mike Cernovich's secret Reddit account, which I don't have, but if you somehow found a bunch of posts where I did, memes with the Star of David on people, then that would be newsworthy, right? If you found me doing something bad, then that would be newsworthy because I'm a public figure. I'm a leading media figure. I'm probably the most influential journalist alive today, right? So that would be newsworthy. But if you are just a random nobody, an anonymous Reddit user, it isn't cool. And of course, CNN, they did this to Ken Bone too. Remember that guy Ken Bone? Just like a fat, affable guy. Everybody kind of liked Ken Bone. So Ken Bone had asked a question in a town hall. And he became this overnight kind of viral thing. And then CNN dug through his material and found a Reddit post where he said he liked pregnancy porn. Right? That's outrageous. Everybody was like, guys, what? You're going to dig through the Reddit account of a guy, Ken Bone, who was an overnight e-celeb going through, that's just low down dirty. It's not journalism. Is that why people go to journalism school? That is to me sort of like the real question here, which is that, is that why people go to J school? You feel inspired to look at the pornographic history of Ken Bone? Well, he liked, who cares? He liked pregnancy porn. That's consensual. Whatever, man. Everybody's got their kink. But the point is, how is that newsworthy? How is that journalism? Why is that relevant? They're going to go through everybody's little social media and find out the porn you're into that involves consenting adults, and then they're going to just try to humiliate you. There's no way to put it other than they're trying to form a hate mob against people, right? They're trying to form a hate mob against people and make people, they're trying to ruin their lives. And people are tired of it, man. I'm just telling you. And I know people from CNN watch my stuff. So I'm just going to tell you to get your head right, get your mindset right. You are not a hero of the people. Let me get that through your head. You are not a hero of the people. You work for a multinational, multi-billion-dollar corporate conglomerate. You're not some, hero journalist with a notepad out speaking truth to power. You are the establishment. You are the shills for billionaires, and you work for Big Pharma. You create content that allows your multinational, billion-dollar corporate owner sell drugs to people. That is all you are. You're not hero. You're not doing anything interesting. Going after random internet people is bullying because you have more power. Come after me. Right? K-File has tried to come after me and I just laughed at him. I laughed at him. That's why he's so butthurt. K-File tried to come after me before, many times, and it just totally failed. I have more Twitter followers than K-File. I have more influence than K-File. How do you feel about that? How do you feel if you work from CNN knowing that I'm the one who created this narrative about how you doxed people? Me. Mike Cernovich did this to you. I did this to you. Remember the name. Remember the face. Come after me again. I don't care. Because you have no moral authority. Your hit pieces don't, even if you caught me doing something wrong, it wouldn't even work. Because nobody respects you or trusts you. You don't have moral authority. It's like a thief accusing somebody else of being a thief. It's like a child molester being raped in prison. If a child molester were raped in prison, nobody would be like, oh, that's terrible. That happened. The child molester got raped in prison. Don't these people have any decency? It's a child molester. CNN is now on par with the child molester. So when people think of CNN, they think of creepy pedophiles. They think of child molesters. So they don't have any kind of moral authority at all. They don't have the moral authority to judge you. So if a child molester accused me of something, nobody would agree with it. Nobody would believe it. If CNN comes after me again, the people don't believe it. Because it's a child molester trying to... Now, you think the child molester is out of hand? Well, a lot of people don't know this, but I'm about to educate you. True or false? CNN, Chris Cuomo, and other people at CNN are friends with a child pornographer. Let's fact check this in real time. Is CNN, do they give a platform to pedophiles, and are they friends with a pedophile? Because I'll show you right now a CNN anchor with a pedophile. You ready to see it? So that guy, the white guy on the left, his name is Jacob Schwartz. Google him. Google Jacob Schwartz. G-A-C-O-B-S-C-H-W-R-T-Z. Google Jacob Schwartz. So there's Jacob Schwartz with a CNN anchor, and he was arrested for possessing 1,500 child pornographic images, including a 6-month-old newborn being raped. So that's CNN with a pedophile. But it gets worse than that. The pedophile here has been an honored guest on CNN before. So Jacob Schwartz went on CNN to talk about Russia. So Jacob Schwartz went on CNN to talk about Russia. So CNN is literally the platform of pedophiles. They gave a platform to Jacob Schwartz. That's reality. So the reality is that CNN is going to go after anonymous Reddit users, but if you're a pedophile and you have child pornography, hey man, find them on CNN. Find all the pedophiles on CNN. That's the reality. That is definitely the reality. So I asked Chris Cuomo, hey Chris Cuomo, why did your show host a child pornographer, Jacob Schwartz? So for those of you thinking that maybe I'm going too hard on these people, I'm actually not. So let's go look at Jacob Schwartz, who is a CNN guest and friends of CNN. De Blasio administration employee 29 is arrested for having 3,000 photos and 89 videos of child pornography depicting children as young as 6 months old. So this, you can go on CNN if you are a child pornographer and you have 3,000 images of children being molested, including as young as 6, then you can go on CNN, because Jacob Schwartz did. So CNN has no problem with having pedophiles on their shows and child pornographers on their shows. That's fine. But if you're an anonymous Reddit user who tweets a meme about the media, well then, now they're really going after you. So that shows their priorities, that CNN is the network, it's the platform of pedophiles. That is what I call CNN, the platform of pedophiles. And there you go, pedophile right there. Why'd they let that guy in the show? Why have they not disavowed that guy? Pictures with them, good friends with everybody. So why is that? Why is it happening? I don't know, but there's a lot of questions that people want to know. People want to know. Oh, yeah, a lot of people are planning a protest in front of K-File's house. So as you know, K-File doesn't believe in privacy. So what people have decided is that since K-File doesn't believe in privacy, then people have his address and they're going to go do a protest in front of his house. And they also want to go to Jeff Zucker's house and everything. So that's great. I'm not leading it. I'm not going on it. I've just heard about it from my sources that they are planning to go to K-File's house, and definitely they want to protest. And K-File doesn't believe in privacy. He doesn't believe in your rights to any kind of privacy. So people have decided to go to his house and let everybody know what he's about and what CNN is about. And I would just say, if you're in the media, expect more of it. This is like low. I was actually mad. So a little, I'll be honest with you for a minute. Right? I'll be honest with you for a minute. Sometimes I'm a little theatrical and I play things up maybe a little bit more than I believe. Sometimes it's theatrics. Not all the time, not most of the time, but there are occasions where I'm like, can you believe this? Can you believe this, right? Sometimes we're just playing around. Last night I was actually pissed off. Last night I was actually angry. I was pissed. It wasn't theatrics. When I saw what was happening to this person and I saw that they were going to, ruin this person's life, I got pissed. I got mad. Because if a multi-billion-dollar corporation is going to ruin the life of just some random nobody, that tells you what they'll do to all of us. They would murder us if they could. They don't care about his safety. They would ruin all of our lives if they could. So this was just a perfect storm. And again, even liberals are upset about this. The fake news media is trying to say, oh, this is like an alt-right thing, or oh, this is a right-wing thing, or oh, this is a conservative. No, it isn't. Liberals are incensed by this. They're furious. Because nobody can defend this. Nobody's going to defend. And then again, CNN just, reminding people it just got here. In their statement today, CNN says, CNN decided not to publish the name of the Reddit user out of concern for his safety. And then you read the article, and the article says, we're not going to publish his name because he's a private person and gave an apology, promised he won't do it again. But we reserve the right to publish his identity should any of that change. So they're so busted. They're so, how do you take anything that CNN ever says truthful again when they're caught lying in the statement that they give? Right? Their own statement is a lie. There's really no question about it. And then I like how K-File tried to spin it. Well, he issued his apology before we spoke. But he left out that they contacted him. Right? So now they're trying to be, oh no, the guy, he gave his apology before we ever even talked. Leaving out the fact that they had stalked him and harassed him and doxed him in creepy K-File. That's why they contacted him. I love how they try to do it. They try to make it seem like, oh, he just out of his own, just decided to. And then I liked, too, how K-File was trying to say, well, I just talked to him. Just talked to him. And he said that he's got no problem with what I did. You legit can't make this stuff up. K-File tweeted out last night that I talked to him, and he said he doesn't have... I'll read you the tweet. This is last night. FYI, the guy just called me. I am in total, quote, I am in total agreement with your statement. I was not threatened in any way. How tone deaf. How tone deaf. How tone deaf do you have to be to say that? Right? The guy who I threatened, to ruin his life, just FYI, he called me and he said, I am in total agreement with your statement. I was not threatened in any way. That's literally a show trial. That is literally a North Korean thing. That's what they do. That's what they do to people when they torture them. Oh yeah, I'm not tortured. I'm guilty of everything I did. That's the real deal. What else? I feel like... Oh, and K-File has spread fake news before. I just learned this myself, actually. So, in 2013, K-File spread fake news. He falsely identified a person in a story. Oh, by the way, since as we know, Shakespeare in the Park is okay, and Trump shouldn't care, it's just art, nobody should have any problem with this, right? This meme going around, a great meme. I'll show it to the YouTubers now. So if you're on YouTube, here's a GIF going around. So that is, of course, taken from Shakespeare in the Park, and rather than an effigy of Trump being stabbed, that's an effigy of CNN being stabbed. So of course, there's nothing wrong with this. Is just art. Art is protected, and anybody who has a problem with this obviously does not support free speech. And there should be if there's a play where CNN is stabbed, then that's not a threat at all. And it's art, bros. It's just art. Definitely all of this is just art, guys. I'm gonna undo that retweet and retweet it. That GIF is so good that I retweeted it earlier, and I'm undoing the retweet just so I can retweet all over again. Just like it's new. It's amazing. Don Jr. not having none of this. Retweeted this. Media. Americans can't possibly hate us any more than they already do. CNN, hold my beer. Don Jr. retweeted that. CNN at gunpoint is how Don Jr. referred to what CNN did to that Redder user. So there's definitely... Don Jr. retweeted Allie. Allie got that retweet from Don Jr. So Don Jr. retweeted at Allie. Good to hear. So Don Jr. is in the Matrix, man. He's in with the real people. He's in with the real base, the real supporters. Don Jr. is killing it. Tweeting out Gateway Pundits. I mean, this is amazing. What a timeline. Don Jr. has better Twitter account than I have. He's killing the game, dude. 1.7 million followers. He's gaining. And that shows how much the people want more content from Don Jr. Is when I was following him, he had like 800,000 or something. He is still like going real crazy. Definitely real wild. So let's find a social blade. Hold on, let's pull up the social blade for Don Jr. So my social blade, by the way, I hit 300,000 followers, 21,000 followers in the past 30 days. So what is Don Jr.'s Twitter handle? It's like Donald J. Trump Jr. Is that what it is? Here, type it. I'm typing something out. So what is his @Twitter handle? Is that like Donald? What is it? What's Don Jr.'s Twitter handle? Hurry up, guys. Somebody just type it. Come on, guys. It's not that. See, nobody knows. Nobody knows off the top of your head. Don Trump Jr.? Donald J. Trump Jr. Okay. Donald J. Trump Jr. It shows you got to have a catchy Twitter handle. So Don Jr. is definitely good man. Twitter handle, though, anybody else, that'd be a hard one. So Don Jr. has gained 134,000 Twitter followers in the past 30 days. I will say that again. Don Jr. has gained 134,000 followers in the past 30 days. And his real surge hit when he started to go edgy. So he picked up 19,000 followers, 19,900, so 20,000 followers in one day alone. Because once he really decided I'm going to go hard, then his follower count on Twitter just surged. And that shows you that that's what the people want. The people definitely want edgier content. They want, anti-media. Right now, that's why I always laugh when people said my brand is dead, They didn't see what I was pivoting towards. Right now, my brand is the biggest it's ever been, and it's only going to get bigger. There is I got a super chat on Google. Super chat from Alex. Thanks, Alex. The public gave CNN its power. The public can take it back. Time to take it back, people. Listen to Cernovich. He knows this stuff. Thanks, Alex. You can also go to paypal.me/Cernovich and support our journalism. So yeah, I'm right now, the hottest position you can have right now is anti-media. My brand gives you the douche chills. Well, then you're blocked. So we are... Maybe I should do a screening for Silenced. I wasn't going to do a showing for Silenced, but maybe I will now. Maybe I will. If I can throw something together, maybe I'll... Yeah, I was waiting for Silenced Part 2. But, let's take... But anyway, right now, there's no bigger, better place to be than anti-media. That is the hottest position to be in. And I am leading the pack in the anti-media narrative. So that's why if people wonder what I've been doing, I've been pivoting towards the anti-media space. It is by far the best place because people hate the media so much. And Don Jr. is learning it. Pivot to the anti-media. Pivot to an anti-media position. It's what I've been doing. And because I've always hated the media too. It's not like a...
You need new glasses.
It isn't some kind of cynical thing. I've always hated the media because I always knew the enemy of the people was the media. So what do we got going on here? Yeah, so Silenced, 12,000 people have watched Silenced. That's cool. So yeah, I made Silenced free on YouTube yesterday for July 4th. But then because of the CNN blackmail, I made it free for today also. But you're going to have to buy it after today. You can buy it on Amazon.com. Or, just leave a review, really. I don't care if you buy it. I don't make any money off of it. You don't make much money on films. Books, you can make a lot of money on books. Movies, definitely not making money in movies. Books... If I wanted to go buy a Ferrari. If I wanted to go buy a Ferrari, which I don't, I'm happy with my current car. Got a BMW convertible. Thank you, Star Machine 1. Trump should frame fake news stories in the press room. I agree. I've actually been thinking about an art exhibit based on fake news, and take over a modern art museum. And do a space on retractions and fake news. And then show some of the more nefarious kind of fake news. What was I saying? Oh yeah, films. Films you don't make money on. You just don't. Maybe big budget action films. But Not making any money on documentaries, that's for sure. But that's why people kickstarted it. Books, though, if I wanted a Ferrari, I'd just write another book. If I wanted a Ferrari, which I don't, then I would just go finish my book Audacity this month, and I wouldn't do any journalism, and then I would just publish my book, and I make a ton of money on books. But documentaries, not going to happen. That's definitely why we kickstarted Silence. We raised $80,000 for Silence, by the way. I'm going to kickstart Hoax, the fake news, the media's war and truth. So that'll be see, here's like kind of a bad mindset to have. A guy goes, you know, in a comment that I made about it being free, he goes, thanks for making this available. Wasn't eager to pay because I recognize the lack of competent editing, but some of the interviews are incredible. It's $10, bro. Or free with the Amazon streaming. You know, stuff like that is kind of like a pet peeve of mine. Is if somebody like me is doing good work, and I release a documentary, and maybe it isn't the greatest documentary in the world, you can't spend $9.99 because you're going to nitpick the editing. You know, maybe the title cards aren't good enough, needs more music, needs more pace. It's like, dude, it's an easy way to support me, right? I do so much for free every day. Do so much public work every day, but then people are like, well, I don't know. Do I want to spend $9.99 on a movie? I think it's like $4.99. I don't even know what it costs, because you can watch it for free on Amazon. But the point is, like $10, man. That is not the right mindset that people need to have in this world. You need to support people who are doing good work, right? You need to support, and a lot of people problem, and they're like, why do we have so much big corporate media? Well, I mean, if you're if you're not supporting the people who go after the corporate media, then why are you complaining about the corporate media? No, I know a lot of you do. No. The vast majority of you are great. No. That's not what I'm just saying that. Just saying that a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it's like a movie. Well, then leave a review on Amazon for free. Right? That's free. You can leave a review on Amazon. That doesn't cost any money. You can leave a review on iTunes. That doesn't cost any money. But when I hear things like that, like, well, I'm not really sure, it's like, okay, and then you wonder why the media is a cesspool, because people like me don't have big corporate advertisers. I'm not selling you Viagra. I'm not selling you anti-cholesterol drugs which actually have bad side effects and don't work, right? Corporate media has those billion-dollar ad budgets, and I don't have it, and people are like, why don't we have more, you know, real news? Why don't you have more real journalism? Well, gee, because it starts with you. You have to support it. And I support things too. I paid $15,000 out of my own pocket, and I worked for free on Silenced. So I didn't take a producer's fee. That's why, you know, my director caused a lot of drama with me. I ignored it until he goes, he said, he tweeted out, or he wrote a statement about me decrying me, and he goes, Silenced was never about money. It was never about the money. Okay, bro, I paid you $50,000. That guy hounded me for money like nobody else had ever done it. Hounded me for money. I was supposed to only pay him $40,000, but then he was broke, and he was like, man, I don't have any money. I can't pay my bills. Stressing out, you know. So I got extorted, you know. So I was only supposed to pay the guy $40,000, which was supposed to cover everything, by the way. And then it's like, oh, you know, I don't have any money. So then I gave him another $10,000 just to make the project happen. And then he goes, well, Silence was never about money. Well, I worked for free on it. And I put in $15,000 of my own money. And I got all the big name interviews in it. But the dude who got $50,000 is issuing statements disavowing me, saying that it was never about the money for him. Oh, it was never about the money for you. Ask Shauna about that. Ask Shauna what she thinks about that. That guy was hounding me. Got some super chats coming in. I didn't pay for Silence. Watched it for free yesterday. Waiting for version 2 on Gorilla Mind. Thanks, P24. You can leave a review on Amazon. Congrats on breaking 300,000 followers. Thank you, Alex. And the point is, guys, it ain't even about me. The point is you got to be supporting the smaller content creators. The Alleys, the Temple. Well, I don't want to say they're smaller. They have their own big platforms. But my Patreon is... That's why I don't promote my Patreon that much. My Patreon is up to $7,000 a month. So that's why I rarely promote it. Most people don't even know I have a Patreon. Patreon.com/Mike Cernovich. So my Patreon has 334 patrons, and it's bringing in $7,111 per month, $7,111 per month. So a lot of people don't even know that I have a Patreon because I don't need to promote it that much, but I do want you guys promoting other people. That's the whole point. Is there are a lot of people who are trying to, fight back against the media, and you got to support them. And moreover, all the Patreon money, I use that money, and the Super Chat money too. I don't keep this money, guys. I pay other people. That's the whole thing. When I get the Patreon money, that goes to pay the video crew who does that great work on my Facebook page. That goes to fund journalists. That goes to sponsor events. That goes right out of my pocket. It comes in my way, and then I just pass it right out to people who need the support to support their art and to support their work. That is why I do it. So I don't even keep the money. Same thing with Silenced. You audit me, right? I posted a screen cap of all of the expenses, so you can see how much it cost me and where the money went and who I paid and how much I paid and everything like that for Silenced. So again, 15 grand of my own money, worked on it for free, just the way it is. But because I know that if I don't fund the resistance, who will? Right? The left, they have George Soros. We don't have a George Soros on the right. Could you imagine if I were a David Brock figure with somebody with George Soros money? Seriously. What kind of damage could we create? Thanks, RKS, for the super chat. You can also go to paypal.me/CERNOVICH. But could you imagine if I were a David Brock figure on the right and there were a George Soros figure funding me? Seriously. What in the world, what kind of damage could we do if I had a real budget? What kind of damage could we do if I had, say, $100K a month budget? That $100K a month budget, I could do more than anybody is doing on the right. So the $100K a month budget, if we had some kind of George Soros kind of figure, dude, we'd be smashing people, destroying them. But we don't have any George Soros figures on the right. That they want to fund, feckless think tanks. That's where the money on the right goes. They want to donate to think tanks that, other than get us into wars, don't accomplish anything or do anything. Just the way it is. That's why I got to just keep making more money. You have not missed Syra. Syra has been napping. Syra's taking a nap. The Koch brothers they hate me. They hate me. Yeah, earlier Chris Promo threatened to release the name of the Reddit user. That did not go over well. The Chris Cuomo, threatening to release the Reddit user. That didn't go over well. All right, I'm about to close down the Periscope. Hit the like button a few times. Give me the like button. Give me them hearts. Head on over to youtube.com/danger and play. I'm going to terminate the Periscope transmission. youtube.com/danger and play. Do I pay for likes and retweets on Twitter? No. All right. youtube.com/danger and play. Head on over there. Hit the like button before you do.